You know who disagrees with John in Manhattan about Kirk Cousins? The website 538
Read this morning.
has a story titled, Kirk Cousins is putting together an under-the-radar elite season. I will read you a paragraph, a little bit more. It reads, it's about 6 paragraphs down. This year, Cousins is ranked in the top 5 of almost every major passing rate metric, and he's 6th in the 538 quarterback ELO ratings. ELO. It's confusing, so I'll just leave that there. He's done the little things right, made big plays, avoided bad mistakes, and generated offense more effectively than he ever has before, and more so than almost any other quarterback in the National Football League. Cousins has matched the best version of himself, leading or nearly leading the NFL in completion rate and passer rating. But unlike 2016 with Washington, when he threw for more yards at the expense of his efficiency ratings, or last year's dink and dunk season with the Vikings, he's added big gains to his game while reducing mistakes. I found this morning as well. Now, what's intriguing is, and I unveiled the show this list on the afternoon show yesterday. This week, I've been thinking to myself, if I had one game right now, so this is not a lifetime achievement award, this is today. You came to me and said, what quarterbacks would you take for one game over Kirk Cousins right now? It's all based on right now, okay? I would take Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. I would take Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Russell Wilson.
Correct.
Deshaun Watson.
Absolutely.
Now, this is where it gets a little dicey, and even I'm not sure, but I put this down, so I'm sticking with it. Dak Prescott, who I really like.
Can't go there.
My next one was, and this is based on what we saw on Sunday, because there has been some decline here at times, but on Sunday we didn't see that. Drew Brees.
I would take Brees.
And then Kirk Cousins. Aaron Rodgers right now, no. Tom Brady right now, no.
Still taking Aaron, not taking Tom. Tom is cooked.
See, I don't, and Phil's point is Tom is playing with an offense and a group of receivers who aren't that good, but Tom is 42 at this point, and at some point in time, you are just done. You start to be done.
He's cooked.
Rodgers and Brady are obviously Lifetime Achievement Award guys, and Rodgers at his best was off the charts. And I've been waiting for that guy to come back. I've been waiting, saying, oh, it's going to come back with the coaching change. It's going to come back with this, with that. Rodgers is still good, but he's not that guy.
Yeah.
So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deep, and my 7th choice to start right now was Kirk Cousins. And the Prescott one, you can pick at, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I think I'm on fairly solid ground here. I think if you said Cousins above Prescott, I would say I like Prescott more personally, but it's a personal taste thing there. The other, 6, though, I think I'm on solid ground. But the amazing thing is, if we had done this in September, Kirk Cousins, I think I had at that time around 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't get on board with Prescott.
Okay.
Necessarily. And I
can buy that.
I would still take Aaron Rodgers over Kirk. I'm going to believe in Aaron Rodgers until he looks like Tom Brady looks right now. I think it's a very similar thing, but I'm not taking Tom Brady anymore.
Okay.
Taking Russell Wilson, Lamar, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Brees, all those guys that you mentioned. We have a very similar list. It's just the Dak Prescott area is where we differentiate.
Who would you? So if you had to pick a quarterback besides Prescott to put on that list above Kirk, and it's not Rodgers, is there one I'm missing?
Depends how you feel about Garoppolo. I wouldn't put him up there.
I can't be there yet.
I wouldn't put him up there, but I mean, the guy's won. All the guy does is win.
Yeah.
And I can understand that.
Manny?
Very similar list to you guys. Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar, Drew Brees, Deshaun Watson. I'll probably go. See, Dak is tricky for me because his head coach is an idiot.
I know.
And I would be curious to see what Dak would look like in this offense with, a coordinator in Stefanski that seems like he knows what he's doing. Kubiak sort of overseeing things, obviously knows what he's doing.
Or like a Shanahan.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's actually pretty remarkable that Dak is having the season he's having, despite the fact that his head coach is just
That game against the
a
Vikings
complete fool.
really impressed me.
Yeah.
His performance against the Vikings impressed the hell out of me.
And Dak has it's not a huge sample size, but he did win in the playoffs last year. He beat Russell Wilson in the playoffs last year. But he's a tricky one for me. I think between him and Kirk, I'd probably put them on the same, basically, I guess 6A and 6B maybe. And then Aaron Rodgers is another tricky one because I think he has the pedigree and he has the track record, but he's been beat up too, man. Like he's been dealing with a lot of injuries the last couple of years, and I don't know if what he has around him right now is ultimately good enough for him to be the Aaron Rodgers, or at least close to the Aaron Rodgers we saw maybe even like 3 years ago.
That's what I was going to say about him. I think we need to start probably accepting the fact that he is certainly not done.
Right.
That he is still good, but that the guy that we saw circa 2012 is gone.
He's not the MVP he once was.
Exactly.
I don't think he can elevate.
But he hasn't gone off a cliff.
Talent, right. But I don't think he can elevate the talent around him like he used to.
Yeah. I think that, and he is
also. How much elevating did he do versus how much did he have real talent around him that he doesn't have now? I mean,
Jordy Nelson was pretty good, and when Jordy Nelson was out, whenever Jordy Nelson was out, you could see the difference in how Aaron Rodgers
and Devontae Adams and Randall Cobb. I mean, they had some really good athletes on the outside there, and I just don't think that they have the same right now.
The other dynamic with Aaron is this: he is so risk adverse that he probably now needs to take risks, but he just won't do it.
He just throws the ball away too often.
Yeah. And there was times when that just worked out because he was so good and they were so good, probably.
But now it's on principle now.
Right. But but you could probably go through game film of Packers games and say, this might get picked, but if it doesn't, it's a touchdown or a big play, but he won't even try it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's from sitting behind Brett for 3 years.
Absolutely is. But I don't think that
trying to be the anti-Brett.
Yep.
But I don't think that's ever going to change with him. I think he's been doing it this way for so long now that you're never going to say, Aaron, we need you to take 4 chances per game.
Yep.
And by the way, 3 of them could work. But he'll say, but I can't do that because the 4th one won't work, and I'm not going to throw that pass because, to your guys' point, and I think this is 1,000% right, Brett took those chances and look what happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Aaron's last memory of watching Brett was the pick against the Giants in the conference title game, right? That was his last thing. And that pass and the Vikings pass in the 2009 NFC title game sort of encapsulates what scared you about Brett. And so Aaron goes the other direction, but I think Aaron's at a point in his career where you probably need him once in a while, not to make a stupid play, but to make a risky play, and he just won't go there.
Yeah. And I think they probably need to add some talent, add some more talent around him. Because Devontae Adams is a good receiver, but
and they gave him
Jimmy Graham.
That's the one I was going to say. They gave him Jimmy Graham, and Jimmy Graham every once in a while makes a nice catch. But you look at Aaron when he's had a really good tight end, he makes that guy a star. And Jimmy Graham has been, to use Danny's word, I think he's been really, for the most part, cooked for 2 years.
Jimmy Graham can't play in between the 20-yard lines anymore.
Right.
He's strictly a red zone guy.
So I have Cousins 7th on my list of quarterbacks that I would take right now to play in one game. Do you agree, disagree? 651-646-8255. Vikings Vent Line is the show. TCL Broadcast Studios.